Hi Sagittarius, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy, and this is your reading for September 2019 mid-month. So we're looking at the last half of September 2019. For the fire sign of Sagittarius, that would be Sagittarius Sun, Rising, Moon sign, Venus sign, or those of you who are cross-watching for Sagittarius as well. If you know all of your signs, watch all of the videos because that can always provide helpful additional clarification. Sometimes they resonate a little more predictably for us, some of our other signs at certain times than others. General readings always resonate a little differently for everyone watching, so watch all of your sign videos if you know them. Well, welcome everyone. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today. Newcomers, first timers, welcome back to followers and subscribers. Thanks for taking the time to not only watch these videos, but those of you who send in your support, feedback, comments, likes, shares, and advice. Always welcome, always appreciated, and thank you. And of course, always a big note of gratitude to all of my clients out there. You know who you are. I've just been realizing in the last handful of weeks or so how many of my clients are returning clients, regular clients. I'm so grateful and humbled that so many of you keep returning time and time again. Thank you so much for keeping me so busy, so joyfully occupied with what I love to do. And as many of you who follow me know, if you are interested in setting up a personal reading with me, just click on the description link below for more info and contact details. Email me directly, Maggie_McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I can respond to initial inquiries usually the same day or within the first 24 hours. And scheduling is done in a pretty timely fashion too. I do readings full-time 6 days a week. It's all that I do. I'm quite blessed to be able to do that. So I work pretty hard, pretty diligently with everyone's schedules and my own to set up readings as quickly as possible. So email me if you're interested. I'd be delighted to work with you. I offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. Okay, Sagittarius, fire sign of Sagittarius for the last half of September 2019. All right, Sagittarius. We begin with the Queen of Swords. Why I'm feeling that to you. Followed by the Seven of Swords. The Star. Love that star. Followed by the Ace of Wands. How beautiful. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy and guidance is the Four of Wands. What a fascinating combination of cards, Sagittarius. I actually feel like for many of you, you are in whatever area of your life this is resonating. I feel like you are actually manifesting this energy of the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Swords. I know on the surface it doesn't look all that great for those of you who have a basic to moderate understanding of the cards, because the Seven of Swords is, often called the thief card or the deception or lies card. The poor thief, he often gets a bad rap, this card. Swords is air energy. That's the element which rules the suit of swords. And this energy is mental. This is all about what goes on up in our heads, how we look at things, our belief systems, ideologies, perceptions, perspectives, truth, education, higher learning, knowledge, illumination, wisdom. The energy of the suit of swords is all about what goes on up in our heads and how we communicate that. And the Seven of Swords is often referred to as the deception card. It can represent being deceptive, but that word in and of itself, that concept can be deceptive as well, because he often gets a bad rap. Now this card can represent lies, deception, theft, a person or a situation being presented one way, but they're actually quite different or doing something behind the scenes, like this man is often portrayed doing on the Seven of Swords. But It can also represent operating in secrecy, keeping things to yourself in order to accomplish something. You have a goal, a mission, a quest, something that you're striving for, you want to get done. And in order to do that, you feel like the most successful path is for you to keep it secret, meaning like your ideas, your actions, your choices, your decisions, things that you're planning, keeping them to yourself. In order to achieve a certain goal. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, kind of operating in secrecy or operating off the grid. Nothing wrong with that as long as you're not causing any harm to yourself or someone else, because you don't want to engender an imbalance of negative karmic debt, you know. And I feel like that is what the Seven of Swords is representing here. Somebody is thinking about something, and I feel like it's you. For some of you, it might be someone that you're involved with. But you can always reverse these. But when I pull the cards, Sagittarius and anybody else who's watching, I do it first and foremost with the sign that I'm specifying it towards in mind. So this might be the energy of another person that's significant in your life during this time. But if that were the case, then this reading would, as far as I can see, would be all about them. And this is really all about you. So I feel like most of you, this is your energy. You're manifesting the energy of the Queen of Swords. So we know swords is mental energy. And the Queen of Swords, she's at the top of that game. So this is probably somebody who's quite intelligent, if not well educated to boot. She has, kings and queens represent individuals who have reached through maturing and growing and evolving and learning, trial and error. They've reached a point where they have self-mastery and control over the character traits inherent to their suit, meaning that their natural character traits are the horse that they have learned to ride and master instead of the other way around, which is the energy of like pages and knights. Pages and knights might be more prone to allowing whatever comes into their head to just fly out their mouth, you know, not exercising a lot of control. Through maturation and evolvement, we learn to control the things which are a natural, inherent part of us. So the Queen of Swords is somebody who is very clear thinking. She's very insightful, but she has control over her thoughts and definitely over her emotions. She's a person that comes first from a place of thought rather than emotion, but she and the king as well have reached a point where, you know, they may be thinking a lot of things, but they take the time to put them into order before they make decisions based on those. They don't just allow things to come right out of their mouth that comes into their heads, because they've reached this mature point. The Queen of Swords, she's often nicknamed the divorced woman or the widowed woman. I don't really hold with corralling someone in a box like that. But the Queen of Swords, the implication is that the Queen of Swords has a pretty long road of life behind her, and that has been it has been a challenging road. A lot of the lessons that she's learned that have helped her reach this point of self-control over her own thoughts and how she communicates. The lessons that she's learned which have attributed to that have not been easy lessons. She's probably faced a lot of pain and challenge in her life, and she's now at a place where she doesn't have a lot of patience for BS. She can see it coming a mile away. This light on her crown and on her sword, this cuts through extraneous fantasy, illusion, emotional BS. She sees things for what they are. And she likes to see things for what they are because she wants to get to the root of the matter and not clutter things up with a lot of unnecessary emotional stuff. It's not that she lacks emotion or any of the air signs. It doesn't. You can have an air sign individual, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, who's, you know, hot-headed. Maybe they have a lot of fire in their natal chart. I mean, it really depends. Each person is unique and specific. But this is somebody who she sees very clearly. She has the ability to cut through a lot of emotional stuff and go right to the heart of the matter. She doesn't suffer fools very well either. She's a queen, so she's learned to also have more patience in some areas and less patience in others. If the Queen of Swords has a challenge, it is perhaps because of some of the difficult experiences she's had. Her challenge might be in not allowing those experiences to make her hard, cynical, or jaded. But I think in this Sagittarius, I feel like I went off on a bit of a rant there. I feel like for many of you, you're manifesting the energy of the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Swords. There's something on your mind, something you're dwelling on, something you're thinking about. Perhaps you're actually planning it in your head, kind of working out how you're going to proceed forward with something, but you're keeping it to yourself. Now, for some of you, this could be, I mean, for some of you, you might be thinking, there might be, this Queen of Swords might represent another person in your life. Could be an air sign person or not, male or female. This is a general reading. You may feel like they are keeping something from you. But the energy around it is so positive. I don't feel like whatever is being hidden or concealed for the time being, I don't feel like it's going to remain hidden and concealed. And I feel like the reason it is being hidden and concealed is because, one, it has a positive base, and two, they're not ready to put it out there yet, whether it's you or whether it's another person that's significant in your life. Because, I mean, the rest of these cards, I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. We have the Star and the Ace of Wands. And the Star is sitting right next to the Queen of Swords. Lovely energy for her. The Star is the light that shines in the darkness. This is one of the wish fulfillment cards, but it's a card of renewal, renewed hope, faith, and optimism. The Star represents a light that shines in the darkness to light the way, maybe when you thought there wasn't a way before. Renewed hope, faith, and optimism means that, you know, it was failing before or had failed before. So the Star usually comes out after a period of struggle or challenge. There's something that's happened with you, around you, or around this other person, if the Queen of Swords is another person, that has given you some kind of renewed hope and faith to keep going, walking in faith. Because the Star is about walking in faith, doing everything that you're supposed to do, putting your one foot in front of the other, and trusting that this path will lead you to joy and fulfillment, which it will. Walking in faith. Which is not always the easiest thing to do with and around the Queen of Swords, because, you know, there's this energy about, well, if, you know, walking in faith doesn't make sense, because what about this and what about that? It can be a difficult energy for the Queen of Swords to manifest, but it's there. Something has come in, and because of that, the wheels are just kind of turning. Clarifying the Stars, the Ace of Wands, a brand new, exciting beginning. This is fire energy with Wands. That's the element which governs this suit. And the energy of the suit of Wands is almost always forward moving. It's about being the catalyst for change, growth, creation, artistic, creative abilities, career. And aces represent the new start or an opportunity for that. The spark which can be fanned into a beautiful flame if you take care of it. And I feel too, because the Ace of Swords is sitting next to the Seven of Swords, I feel like one of the reasons why you, and possibly this other person, is keeping this thing to themselves is because it's still in the ace stage. It's still in, you know, its infancy, and you kind of want to protect that until you flesh it out a little bit more. But there's definitely something which has occurred which gives you a sense of renewed hope, faith, and optimism. And overall, your overall energy for the last half of September is the Four of Wands. This is a card of celebration, preparing for celebration. Celebrations which have a strong connection to friends and family. It's one of the wedding cards. Maybe you're planning a family reunion, or somebody's getting married, or having a baby, or graduating, or something of that sort. Maybe some of you are thinking that it's time for you to get married, move to that next step, start a family, add to your family. Maybe some of you are thinking about putting together a big event where there's going to be friends and family at. Maybe some of you are attending a wedding in the last half of September, and you're thinking, maybe it's time that I start this. Maybe it's time that I enter into this kind of commitment. The Four of Wands is often referenced as the happy surprise, unexpected blessing card too. And it's not a card of an indeterminate time, meaning when the Four of Wands represents an unexpected blessing or a happy surprise, it's usually coming over the next several weeks. And we are looking at the last half of September here. And sometimes it can reference that at some kind of celebratory event with friends and family. And it could be formal, like a wedding or something really planned, or it could be something casual, like, you know, a barbecue or having drinks, or, you know, something like that. That there will be some kind of unexpected, yes, and even though we're looking at it, we know it's coming, it's still going to be an unexpected blessing and take you off guard in some way. Let's pull a clarifying card for the Seven of Swords. What is it that someone's not talking about? The Two of Wands. Which path to go down moving forward? How do I move forward? Do I go this way or do I go that way? So what's being kind of, which is, yeah, it's interesting because what's next to the Seven of Swords is the Ace of Wands. So this is the initial thought, the initial spark, the initial, the beginning, the seed, the spark. And here what you're considering is, how do I take this forward? How do I enact on this? Which path do I take to push this forward if indeed I am? Let's clarify that Two of Wands. Feeling like this might be relationship. Some kind of relationship. Maybe you're planning on announcing something, your intentions or plans at a family get-together. Maybe you're planning on making a big announcement about something that you're starting at a family get-together. Maybe you're planning on proposing to someone at a family get-together. Clarify the Two of Wands. I don't want to go too further into speculating because I don't like speculating even in general readings. I try to focus on the strongest message I'm getting from Spirit, but after that it just goes into speculating what things could be, and I don't really want to do that in a general reading. I want to come across with what Spirit actually shows me. Let's clarify this Two of Wands. What is this about? The Two of Cups. So yes, this is definitely about a very strong connection you have with another human being. A karmic connection, often referred to as the soulmate card. You really match with this person on a variety of different levels in a really great way. And there is a karmic connection. The two of you are brought together, even if it's in and out of each other's lives, for purposes of, your own personal evolvement and growth and maturity as well. And sometimes that represents your entire life, and sometimes that represents that after that growth is achieved, that karmic connection contract is fulfilled and you go your separate ways, although what you gained and what you've learned with that person remains with you for your whole life. It really just depends on what type of, karmic connection this is. And it could be of a romantic nature, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. It could be a best friend or some other very close connection that you have. So somebody, whether it's you or another person, is thinking about moving forward with this person. You have this idea, you're trying to figure out how to put it in motion, how to start on it, how to build this path moving forward. It could be about getting engaged, getting married, starting a family. It could be a family celebration that is spawning this in your head. It could be that you're maybe thinking of making this big an announcement about it, your intentions at a family celebration, or that someone that's significant to you is too. It could be a variety of different things. The details and specifics, as I always say in general readings, vary, but the energy remains the same. The fundamental energy remains the same. Whatever is being concealed, whether it's you or you suspect somebody else is, if you feel like it's somebody else that you're involved with that's concealing something, I wouldn't worry about it, because they're thinking about how to move forward in a really positive, beautiful way, and vice versa. And I feel like this is going to be revealed at some point over the next several weeks. Now, because it's a general reading and timing is always, it's a human construct, and it's always a bit fluid where Spirit is concerned. They are, God, Spirit, your angels and guides are outside of time. They have created time for us to have something to be in reference to. So our perspective of it is vastly different. But I feel like it's going to be coming out soon. Sometime during this time period, maybe a little bit into October. So you'll have to let me know. Beautiful reading, actually. I really like this reading, Sagittarius. So that is your reading for the last half of September 2019. I hope that for those of you for whom it resonated, that you were able to extract something useful or just hopeful and positive, because it's just one of those readings that makes me feel, I have this almost sense of positive anticipation, which also is the energy that accompanies this Four of Wands, like a hopeful, positive anticipation about something that's coming. So it is my hope that for everyone who watches this, that it does resonate for you. If you'd like to take a deeper look at anything specific about this reading or any of the readings or something else in your life and set up a personal reading, feel free to just click on the description link below for more info and contact details. Email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I offer love and romance readings, relationship compatibility readings, career work and finance, investment readings, 6 and 12-month life overviews, gift readings for friends, family, and loved ones, a variety of different readings. For those of you who are interested, I look forward to hearing from you. And I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the October 2019 general readings. Until then, as always, Sagittarius, I wish you much joy, blessings, peace, and happiness, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.